Park and Main
Park
Street.
and Main Street. And those are both huge projects. But I think that's our highest needs beyond working on this building and the sewer, continued utility improvements.
Yeah,
I mean, with that park especially, to be honest with you, it's an embarrassment.
I think right now, I mean, with all the projects we're already looking at, I think we got our plate full with the annexation, the project that's coming up on the sewers, and then this building, and
Do we
looking
need-
at something in the street and the park as far as grants.
Do we need to meet a little more often for a while to get some of this taken care of?
Well, I think what we need to do is get our grant administrator to look into the availability of grants for the projects and see where we go from there.
Here's what we need to do. I keep hearing about it being around here somewhere. I've yet to look at it. But some kind of a strategic plan needs to be either created or if it already exists, updated, that gives us kind of a roadmap towards actually accomplishing
So that we
some of
can
these things.
stay on track.
And that way,
Meeting
if there's
twice
ever
a month,
board
it's,
change too, if it's a nice, logical, well laid out plan, hopefully whatever future board would stick with it,
Something like a dream sheet.
It's
I
called
suppose,
but it's called the comprehensive plan.
Okay.
We did one 22 years ago. So.
Well, that's a long reason why.
We also have to create, just so everyone's aware, in getting this Oprah money for Main Street, we have to create a Main Street board. We have to have it downtown.
Can it be, I'm sure there's requirements on it, it's gonna be what, town board plus a couple of
Well,
people or something?
Yeah, but there's like a whole little plan that has to be
Yeah.
thrown up, adopted, to be eligible for those grant dollars, and we've looked into it before, but, I mean, both on your comprehensive plan and that, I asked Stu to come to a meeting. I mean, they do that kind of stuff, and I'm sure they've done them before in some of these other downtown projects that they've done.
Well, we need to find the one that already exists,
Where is
Well, I just don't want
and
to.
if we can't find it, it doesn't matter whether it was ever done or not, I mean, nobody's been following it anyway, so.
we need to do another one.
I just don't want some of these projects to fall down the cracks. We got so many going on, and it's hard to keep track of this loan application and that loan application and what you're going to do with. It is for me to keep up on all that. I don't know.
I agree with that. I think we need a couple things to aim at beyond what we're already working on. And it's okay if they're lofty goals, I think we can hit them if we actually try, But, we can't just keep talking about this.
No, it's
And the amount of time and effort we've wasted on certain things that.
Mark your calendars, please, we talk, mark your calendars for, the public hearing will be, for the budget will be August the 23rd at 7 p.m. And then the adoption will be September the 13th at 7.
I might be out of town.
Say September 13th?
7, both at 7. The first one will be the 23rd, August 23rd, and then September 13th.
I think I'm out of town on that 23rd meeting, but as long as you all have a quorum, you'll be all right.
oh boy.
Yeah. Out of town.
Have we got it covered? We good?
Well, yeah, just very quickly, local roads and street, well, we budgeted about 20,000 in there, but you can't do, salaries out of that, so that's basically for salt,
Salt and stone,
yeah,
is that, have we been depleting that, I'm
no,
assuming?
we have not. And then, MVH, it's kinda, State Board of Accounts separates it out because you got your restricted and your other, but DLGF puts it all together. So, but with, MVH, I make sure that we have enough to cover our salaries that are in there. Andy's come out of MVH, and then some salt or, extra whatever, so. And then the rainy day fund, we'll add the 10,000 to it.
Have you been able to contact anybody about those, lots?
Well, the guy that was handling it quit, so I found that out Friday, that's the drag down. The land acquisition guy, that's what slowed down the 7 lots at the subdivision from moving forward as well. So I don't know. Assuming they're replacing the guy. I do have, there is one person, plumbers are interested in Carl's lot,
Yeah.
the people that bought Abe's building. So,
That'd be really nice too, that'd be some match money for a grant. We could sell some property. That would allow us to still keep doing what we're doing, like, for example, it wouldn't be any sweat to make improvements to this building and do some big other things if we can get some extra cash from elsewhere. But
Have there been any bites on the railroad property?
I don't know, they were potentially interested in that one as well, the builder, but we're still working on foreclosure.
Okay.
Our attorneys are actively working on that, they got the title search back, and so now they're working through the process of foreclosing. So,
Good deal.
one thing we were talking about with the attorneys, just so you guys know, this would be a minimal expense, I think, we could do it all for somewhere between $600 and $1,000 probably. But, evidently, we, as a government entity that's public, have to have ordinances available for the public to review. That includes state code. All this stuff is horribly out of date, and I know they'd be really expensive to replace all the time, and then every time they update, you probably have to buy the books every year or two. But one of our new attorneys suggested that we set up a computer in here that has limited internet access, only will go to that website, and then if we digitize ours, whatever that website is, and do it that way, and then they're actively updated. Cause nobody's ever gonna look at it, but you're required to provide it. So whatever that looks like, I don't know exactly, but I think we could get it done pretty cheap. Maybe we could even do it with a hand-me-down computer from the county or something like that,
well, there's a laptop sitting on my desk in there.
That's our ordinance enforcement guy, right?
Oh, okay.
He's worth like 5 hours this year.
I don't know, I was sweating it.
You know, I'd say the ones you could use if you didn't have a place to plug it in. There's no Wi-Fi on them. There is a laptop over there. There's a fire department laptop that has no
No wireless card or anything.
I know it doesn't have Bluetooth. I'll look at it. There is a
It could
couple.
be disabled anyway.
Right, but I mean, there's a couple I could bring. I have one over here, Scott wanted to
Yeah.
revamp it. I mean, like you said, it's probably almost never going to be used.
It won't be. I mean, I suppose if we digitize our ordinances, somebody might come in and look at something, they're never gonna look at state code.
John,
Those aren't-
state code enforcement money, I'd like to ask you now, are all your tags up to date?
Nope.
Well, I have to write you a ticket. Huh?
What I look at it is, he can start writing, cause I ain't paying, I don't care. Out of all the tickets he's written in 7 hours that he's been here, he's tagged 2 of my vehicles because the plate, the sticker on them was not current. I had them, but I hadn't put them on it, and he had to go on the property to look at them. And there's other vehicles all up and down the roads, it's right over, visible from the road, there's some that's weeds grown so high you can't even hardly see the cars, but they're okay.
I would
So,
prefer that they start at my house. Really, I mean, start at my house, because we ought to follow the same rules everybody else does.
You're absolutely
The problem
right.
is, if he doesn't, if everybody else isn't required to follow the same ones, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know why, like I said, no more than he was.